I'm a fan of the Harry Potter movies. I also read some of its books. So it's no surprise that I'm really excited to play this game. So welcome everyone. This is I tried to review Hogwarts Legacy. The intro of this game is powerful, exciting, and blood pumping. I saw a man getting eaten by a dragon while literally minutes ago I'm just listening to him talk about the Goblin Rebellion. I love that intro. It made me think that this game will be packed with mystery and action. Going into the game, we decided that we'll be role-playing as an aspiring dark wizard from Hufflepuff. We decided to make a facade. At first, we'll be this good, friendly, law-abiding young wizard that's slowly showing their true colors once we learned every unforgivable curse. So, did the game let us do that? To a certain degree, well, yes. However, that's where our disappointment started. The game doesn't really let you be a dark wizard. If you attack NPCs inside school or Hogsmeade or any other villages, they won't react. They'll just stand or continue walking. We have expected that they'll react to your harmful spells, maybe run or call you out, but nothing. Well, that's not really a disadvantage to the game, but it really lessens the immersion. The other thing that I didn't like about NPCs' reactions, especially the professors, is that you can perform an unforgivable curse right in front of them. At first, I thought they completely ignore it, but professors will react to it in a very uncaring way, treating an unforgivable spell as a prank or a naughty thing. The reaction from the professors can be triggered when you can cast a curse on a training dummy inside their classrooms. You can perform a Vada Kedavra in front of them while fighting enemies and they'll continue fighting alongside you, not giving a damn. Not just professors, but your classmates as well. I didn't like how the game treated the unforgivables here, lore-wise. Gameplay-wise is another story.
Expelliarmus! Depulso! Accio! Incendio!
Ready to die? Speaking of spells, how's the spells in this game? Well, the spells felt powerful. It felt right. Too powerful sometimes, to be honest. However, the game tries to explain why. Your character is a special wizard or witch. He or she can see fragments of ancient magic and use them. Or that's what I say to myself every time my character uses Reparo. I don't know if that's really how Reparo works in the books or in the movies, but that just felt overpowered. The combos you can perform with the spells you've learned are quite amazing. It feels right. The spells are color-coded. Light blue for utilities, purple for movement, light green for spells for customizing your room of requirement, red for destructive or offensive spells, yellow is for crowd control spells, and finally dark green for the unforgivables. You can use 4 spells per spell page, which is mapped on the D-pad. You can switch these pages seamlessly, making the combos you can perform varied, given that you invested trade points for this. Enemies will also have color-coded barriers, and casting the correct spell will break these barriers. Unforgivables, on the other hand, will ignore these barriers. Avada will one-hit everything, making it, in my opinion, the strongest spell type. If you're concerned that learning these unforgivable spells and using them will affect the ending, well, no. Learn them. They're quite useful, you see, so don't think about it. You know, just use them. Of course, for every good thing, there must be a bad thing. For spells, Alohomora is that bad thing. This is just my preference. Many other players might like this spell and its mechanic, but I hate Alohomora. The lockpicking minigame associated with this spell is stupid for me. Here's my reason. Why would you manually pick a lock if you just cast magic to unlock it? See my point here? It defeats the purpose of the spell. Why not just teach your character to manually lockpick the damn locks then, huh? Moving on. The enemies that you can cast this magic on, well, they're not that varied. I can only think of at least 6 enemy types here. The Guardians of the Trials, Dark Wizards, Goblins, Trolls, some magical beasts, and the Undead Inferiors. I might be wrong and there might be more enemy types, but these are the common ones I always see when I'm exploring the world. Boss fights or infamous creatures / personalities are scattered around the world. You can hunt them down and fight their whole camp for some XP and loot. Fighting a troll for the first time is exciting and challenging, but fighting a troll for the 7th time, even though it's a different troll or that's what the game wants you to think of it, is kind of boring. Yes, it might be a different type of troll, but the attack pattern and strategy you'll apply to defeat it is just the same. There's no difference between an armored troll to a troll. Or if there's a difference, it's so subtle I cannot see it. If you're expecting, like I did, that the bosses here in this game are varied, well, the game does recycle bosses and it will disappoint you. However, the game's combat is amazing, so maybe you'll not mind it as much. Spells are not the only thing you can use to fight. You can use plants that you grew and potions you brewed. This system I barely touched because I was too focused on using my spells. Maybe next playthrough I'll make sure to use this system. It's quite fun to use. The open world feels alive. It's filled with things to do and puzzles to solve, and even though it's technically icon hunting, I didn't mind it. I had fun riding my broom to explore the open world. You can collect magical animals, taking care and breeding them in your room of requirement, solve Merlin's trials that reward you with more inventory space, exploring caves and dungeons for loot. Hogwarts feels big. You can go to the Grand Hall, the Owlry, the library. Hell, you can even visit Hagrid's soon to be home. Fly over the Quidditch pitch, and the only that because Headmaster Black cancelled Quidditch. What an asshole. Flight. There are 2 options to fly in this game. First, broom of course. The other one, hippogriff. Yes, you can ride as well as breed hippogriffs in this game. I prefer riding my broom for short distances, while for longer travels, I ride my hippogriff. You also unlock a mount later in the game if you don't want to fly. A graph horn, which you can ram dark wizards with. The world is beautiful. I applaud the team that designed it. Very well made. Thank you for making this world this way. It's not only filled with things to do, but with Easter eggs and homage to the series we knew and love. Thank you. The side mission though, it's leaning on the quantity side rather than the quality. Or is it? Because there's not many side missions here. This activity is filled with fetch quests, treasure hunt, kill X amount of enemies. Long story short, nothing new here. But the classes, the relationship quests from your classmates are an exception. They're quite good and engaging most of the time. The story of the game, in my opinion, one of the most important aspect of this game. They marketed this as a story-heavy, single-player experience. So, how was it? Well, the story's okay. Not good, but not bad. It's decent. Honestly, I was not invested in the main story as much as I expected. The Goblin Rebellion threat, I didn't feel the threat they imposed. I can only think of one place this rebellion affected much, and that is Feldcroft. Beyond that, I cannot think of any other place. NPCs from different places will occasionally bring it up, but that's that. I'm more concerned about the poachers and the ashwinders, and the threat that the Ministry of Magic is an incompetent bunch. Hello, Ministry, there's like hundreds of dark wizards surrounding Hogwarts right now. Why do you only send one person to deal with this crap? Hello? and I didn't feel like I'm being hunted by Rookwood and Randrock after the troll attack in Hogsmeade. That's the only thing I can remember that they did to hunt me down. Then two armored trolls. It felt like they went into the defensive after that, because I'm the one who's attacking them consistently with my 5th-year friends and professors. The main story is so plain I didn't pay attention to it. It gets to the point that I'm more interested in the relationship mission story than the main one. Sebastian Salo's story is so heartbreaking. Even though the guy is a racist, you tend to give a fuck about him and his sister. Not only that, but his best friend Ominous was an ass at the beginning. I started to understand and like him. He's just being protective of his friends. Ominous just wants the best for Sebastian. He's even willing to be cursed for the guy. What a man! I've mentioned this earlier. By the way, this is a spoiler, so if you don't want to get spoiled, fast forward until you're not seeing the ugly red spoiler alert text up there. Or you can come back after you finish the game. I've mentioned earlier that learning and casting the unforgivable curse will not affect the ending of the game. That was not a joke. The ending of this game is bad. The choices you've made are pointless. I was made to choose if I want to contain the repository or to open it. I decided to open it, and after that was given 3 choices: to agree with Professor Fig to contain it, to release the power to the world, or to keep it for myself. Of course, I opted to keep it for myself. I was role-playing as an aspirant dark wizard after all. Radrock appears, takes the power of the repository for himself, transforms into a magical red dragon thingy, attacks me and Professor Fig, which kills him outright. A hideous final boss battle ensues, and I end up containing the power of the repository and not taking it for myself. What? I've looked online to see other endings, to see if maybe Professor Fig will survive. Nope, he won't. The only difference is that if you choose to keep the power for yourself, the evil ending, a possibility of being a dark wizard will arise in the future. You won't see it now, but in the future. Really? A possibility of being a dark lord? 50 hours of game time for a possibility of being a dark lord or wizard and not even a cutscene to implicate it? Oh, fuck off. Well, my character is entering his 6th year and there's a lot more time to show his dark powers, capabilities and whatnot. Maybe another 2 years to keep the facade. I just need to buy another game and spend another 2,000 pesos for it. Very nice.
Thank you, Miriam.
I cannot be a Dark Lord. Akala ko iko-consume ko yung kapangyarihan and it will be put in me. Why? That was disappointing. Really now? Before I forget it, I have mentioned loot and traits earlier. Yes, this game has loot from gears to wand handles, and to answer my friend's question, can you loot different kinds of wands in the game? Well, no. But you can customize your wand in the beginning of the game and obtain different kinds of handles for it by opening chests, completing challenges, and that sorts of stuff. For gear, it can be divided into 2 categories, cosmetics and actual gear. By completing challenges, the game will reward you with cosmetics that you can use to change the appearance of your gear. Your actual gear has some stats and traits that you can upgrade using your loom, a spellcraft that you can add to your room of requirement. Gears also have traits that you can also change if you have the right amount of resources. These resources can be obtained by buying, or my favorite part of the game, taking care of magical beasts. The traits amplify your defense or spells. So even though in my opinion, the build you can create using these systems are quite basic, It's not that complicated or deep. It's okay. Sometimes simplicity is all I need. And yes, before I forget it again, character customization is again in the alright side of things. It's simple. I think you cannot make yourself look like Lord Voldemort here. It doesn't let you, or if it does, I don't know. What I mean is, it's a preset thing. Choose a preset face, customize his or her hair, change their eye color, eyebrow color, you know, that sort of thing. I'm not really into customizing my character that much in any game, so this didn't really bother me. What bothers me
I'm eager
is
to get
the
to
voice. When you change the pitch of your character's voice, it sounds robotic. It sounds weird and unnatural. It sounds like your character has a lapel stuck on their throat when they speak. I'm sorry.
I'm very sorry to hear about your friend.
Oh, thank you. I can't think of it. Milo's body is still in that cave with the absconder.
The absconder?
Aye, Milo's name for the acromantula. He did have a flair for the dramatic. In fact, as he died, Milo begged me to take his heirloom pocket watch, so that his daughter would have something to remember him by. But I fled.
I may be able to help.
If I have time, I can try to collect the heirloom watch, Mr. Adley.
You can't possibly go to
Just
the
me or my
acromantula's
character
cave.
sounds like
You'll be killed.
she
Please,
ate a
forget
microphone.
I said anything.
Hello, sir. I'm looking for.
All in all, the game was an amazing experience. There are a lot of good things I didn't mention in this review, like customizing your character in wand, deciding what core you'll use for your wand. Peeves is here. How fun it is to customize your room of requirement, plant and brew potion in that room, taking care of magical beasts that you rescued in the world. I also like the fact that the game felt complete. I might have seen some minor glitches, but no game-breaking one. The worst I remembered is the whole class walks in circles in astrology class, and nothing more. The ending might be bad, but the whole experience was a blast. It was an amazing journey. I feel that the team that created this game really respect the wizarding world that we knew and loved, so we can experience it and have a lot of fun in it. Well, mission accomplished, dev team. I have a lot of fun playing your game. Just needs a better story, better NPC interactions, more enemy types, and it's perfect. This game is a decent one. However, I feel that I won't come back to this title like I do to other open world games I played. I think that this game is a one and done thing to me, especially after hearing the news that DLCs for this game was not planned and not being developed, or did I misinterpret that? But as I said, it's a very good game, worth your time and money. Thank you very much for watching. I'll try to make more of this stuffs. I really have a lot of fun playing, editing, and writing this review, and I hope I'll see you on the other one. Goodbye!